Hello everyone, welcome back to Fix Zone. Today, we're diving into a super cool and incredibly useful iPhone tip that's going to save you a ton of time and mental energy. We're talking about using AI to summarize your notifications. If you're like me, your notification center is probably a chaotic mess of app alerts, messages, and reminders. It can be overwhelming trying to sift through it all to find what's actually important. Well, iOS 17 or newer, depending when you're watching this, has a built-in feature that uses AI to summarize those notifications, giving you a concise overview of what's going on. In this video, we'll show you exactly how to enable and use this feature. We'll cover what it does, how to customize it to your liking, and even some troubleshooting tips if you run into any issues. But before we get started, please hit that like button if you find this video helpful, and subscribe to Fix Zone for more awesome iPhone tips and tricks. Your support really helps us out. Okay, let's get into it. Screen recording starts, iPhone screen showing notification center full of notifications. Alright, so here's a typical notification center. A lot going on, right? It's hard to quickly see the important stuff. That's where summarized notifications comes in. Screen recording shows navigating to settings, notifications. First things first, you need to make sure this feature is enabled. Go to your settings app, and then tap on notifications. Screen recording highlights Scheduled Summary. Look for an option called Scheduled Summary. Tap on that. Screen recording shows the Scheduled Summary screen with options to schedule summaries and select apps. This is where the magic happens. Scheduled Summary allows your iPhone to group and summarize less urgent notifications and deliver them at specific times you choose. This is perfect for things like news updates, social media alerts, or even less critical app notifications. Screen recording shows toggling on Scheduled Summary and setting up a schedule. Toggle the switch at the top to turn Scheduled Summary on. Now, you can set up the times you want to receive these summaries. I usually have one in the morning to catch up on overnight notifications and one in the evening to prepare for the next day. Screen recording shows selecting specific apps to include in the summary. The next step is crucial, selecting which apps you want included in the summary. Tap on Apps in Summary. You'll see a list of all the apps on your phone that send notifications. Go through the list and select the apps that send you those less urgent notifications that you don't need to see instantly. Screen recording goes back to the main notification settings page. Now, keep in mind that this feature won't work for every single notification. Your iPhone is pretty smart about determining what's urgent and what isn't. For example, a direct message from a friend will likely still come through immediately. But things like promotional emails or game notifications will likely be grouped into your scheduled summary. Screen recording shows an example of a summarized notification. Let's take a look at an example. Here's what a summarized notification looks like. It's a single notification that gives you a brief overview of what's going on across multiple apps. You can then tap on it to expand and see the individual notifications. Screen recording shows tapping on the summarized notification to expand it and see the individual notifications. See? Much cleaner and easier to manage than a giant wall of notifications. Screen recording goes back to Settings, Notifications, App-Specific Settings. Now, let's talk about customizing things further. If you want even more control, you can adjust notification settings on a per-app basis. Back on the main notifications page, scroll down and tap on any app in the list. Screen recording highlights Notification Delivery, or similar option within an app's notification settings. Within the app's notification settings, you might see an option like Notification Delivery, or something similar. Here you can choose whether the app sends immediate notifications, delivers them quietly to the notification center, or adds them to the scheduled summary. Screen recording demonstrates adjusting an individual app's notification delivery setting. This gives you really granular control over what you see and when you see it. Experiment with different settings to find what works best for you. Screen recording shows tips for troubleshooting, like restarting the phone or checking for software updates. Okay, so what if things aren't working as expected? Here are a few troubleshooting tips. First, make sure you're running the latest version of iOS. This feature is relatively new, so updates often include improvements and bug fixes. Second, try restarting your iPhone. It sounds simple, but it can often resolve minor software glitches. Third, Double-check your app settings. Make sure you haven't accidentally disabled notifications for a specific app or changed the delivery method in a way you didn't intend.
Astérisque astérisque, screen recording ends. Astérisque astérisque.
And that's it. Using AI to summarize your notifications on your iPhone is a game changer for managing digital distractions and staying focused on what matters. I hope you found this video helpful.
Astérisque astérisque, back to fast to camera shot, astérisque astérisque.
If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to FixZone for more awesome iPhone tips and tricks. Let me know in the comments below what other iPhone tips you'd like me to cover in future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.